Well, you don't look good in that dress. Man, you really screwed that one up. Geez, my boss is going to hate me for that. Oh, I'm going to be late, right? That voice, that incessant chatter that never stops. Do you get out of your head? So someone just sent me a comment and asked me, how do I get out of my head? This is such a great question. Very basic, but it is such a great question because that's what we all try to do. The first thing that helps is to understand what is going on in your head. Who is talking? What is that voice that keeps asking the questions and delivering the comments that you don't necessarily want, right? Well, you don't look good in that dress. Man, you really screwed that one up. Geez, my boss is going to hate me for that. Oh, I'm going to be late, right? That voice, that incessant chatter that never stops. It's first helpful to understand what that is. That is the ego, your roommate, as Michael Singer would call. Surrender Experiment, fabulous book. I recommend it highly. So how do we shut that down? Well, you don't necessarily shut it down or kick it out or anything like that. You just elevate it. So the first thing to do is you need to slow your mind down, because if you're like me, my mind just rolled so fast. It was like uncontrollable. It was like a bike out of control going down a hill, right? First thing you need to do is meditate. Meditation slows the thought process down. And as Deepak Chopra would talk about, is you look for the gaps between the thoughts. So even when you're meditating, your mind is still going to go. But the object in meditation is not to stop the thoughts, just to slow the thoughts down. And then the gap between this thought and this thought, there's a little tiny crack. And the more you meditate, the longer you meditate, then those cracks get bigger and bigger and wider and wider. And that's where the sunlight, that's where the energetic, that's where God can come through. Okay? So meditation is the first. Then how you even take that further is with breathwork. So we incorporate breathwork into our meditations, in our meditation tracks. So the breath elevates the body. So breathwork is what it is to the body what meditation is to the mind. That took me a little bit. So as you breathe, you are increasing the energy in your body. It's like, plugging a wire into an electrical outlet. If there isn't enough electricity available in the outlet, then the light that you're trying to turn on won't have enough power to turn it on. Breathwork is that energy. It builds to allow that light to turn on. This is very important because it'll help pull all those old feelings, those stuck emotions that you have been stuck with for most of your life. It helps pull them up and you can feel them. So if you are a very emotional person and you've been stuffing that emotion down, you may go into crying, for no reason. It'll just come out of nowhere. Or maybe frustration just bubbles up and comes out of nowhere, or anger comes up out of nowhere. And you're like, wow, what is this? It's because you are letting go of that old stuck energy. And that's what we are trying to do, because that is what keeps you in that lower density feeling. So in order to elevate, to awaken, to whatever you want to call it, you need to let go of those old stagnant emotions, like clearing out a stagnant pond. So I hope that answers the question, and I hope you find all the things that are waiting for you. They are right on the other side. Fear, judgment, all that, old news. It has been discontinued and it is off the shelf. Love, bliss, abundance, that is what's on the menu. So go find it.